Yes, boss. See the topic, man. People can't give to you what they don't have. And this is actually like one of those topics of like self-realization. I'm not going to dwell on this too hard, you know what I'm saying? But everybody knows, my mom passed away back in 2024. Sometimes I sit down and I think like, I'm not saying I wasn't too hard on my mom. I did whatever it is I had to do because it's like my mom kept playing with me. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is sometimes when people play with you, sometimes they don't think that you're going to give them what they're looking for, what they expect. You know what I'm saying? So that's why some people will play with you. And the thing about it is I used to always ask and wonder, why my mom did certain things to me or why you couldn't just love me for me or who I was. And then I really got the answer. Some people, they can't really give you what they don't have, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to spin it around for you like differently. And I'm not trying to give my mom like an excuse or anything like that, but just tell you real, right? Let's say you're in a relationship and you're expecting somebody to give you love. That person may not have the love to give because they may not know what that love is like. That's why it's like you lingering in a situation or you spending time there, you burning out time. You can actually burn out time as to where you never got anything in return. And you're expecting, you're going to give me this love or you're going to recognize what I'm giving to you. Sometimes you got to understand, it's just like the famous saying, love is blind. Sometimes some people don't know what love is or if it hits them, what to do with it. Because guess what? Some people never actually experienced it genuinely. You feel me? And then when I had to sit down and think about all of that stuff, my mom never had her father in her life. You know what I'm saying? My mom she went through a lot of shit as far as abuse, a lot of stuff. You get what I'm saying? I ain't going to go into details on it, but the thing about it is I used to always sit down and contemplate why my mom did certain things to me or just dwell on it. And as I got older, I really had to sit down and think. And even my brother told me this, dog. He said, sometimes some people cannot give you what they don't have. And I know everybody has had to see this before, right? You ever seen a meme where it's like a parent and it's like they're made up of a bunch of blocks or puzzles and they give that little block to their son or their child and they don't know what it took for them to do that? I'm going to give you real. When I sit down and think about it, my mom, of course, my mom made a lot of sacrifices to get us to America, put us in a better predicament. But I don't think my mom was really aware of how her actions could really have hurt her kids or messed them up mentally. You get what I'm saying? And you got to understand, parents, right? And I'm not a parent, so I'm saying this lightly. Looking at it from all angles, because I'm not a one-sided individual. I think all around. You feel me? As a parent, there's no manual or there's no instruction book on how to be a parent, especially if you didn't have the best of parents or you never had a father figure. You get what I'm saying? So you expecting, you're going to do the best you can or love your kids or whatever. Sometimes they may not receive it. So the things that you might have had to endure or go through, your kids may not end up in terms seeing it or understanding it right then and there. But it's like the famous saying, as you get older, you get what? You get wiser. If you choose to look for certain things and get the answer, then you'll understand. It's just like, example, I don't know what kind of lifestyle my mom lived when she was younger. But as I got older and I understood, she didn't have her father. Her mom wasn't really around as much or, she was raised with her grandparents. You got to understand something. What some people may have had as parents or their experience from childhood, no, it may not be yours, but some people did have a rough and screwed up background. You get what I'm saying? And then as I got older into that, thinking about it, it does make sense as to why my mom did do certain things to me. Maybe I'm not saying it's right for you to do certain things to me or whatever, but it's like, maybe it was done in a sense of, maybe this is what's going to make him tougher, or maybe this is what's going to make him think more. I don't know, but the thing about it is I'm just trying to think from all type of angles to help somebody because realistically speaking, right? Some people do not have the emotional capacity to do certain things. Love is something that's very powerful. Some people don't have the actual may not have the actual like nurturing full love to give to you. Some people, they show it in a different form of a way. Like, let's say a person likes to cook for you, or let's say a person likes to listen to you and your problems. You get what I'm saying? It's like I was speaking with somebody the other day and they actually broke it down to me. And she from Jamaica too. She said, D'Angelo, you got to understand, our parents, their generation, they came from a rougher background. You get what I'm saying? So example, she said growing up as a child, my mom never came to any of my schooling events. She said, yes, that burned the hell out of me. That I know what it feels like. And me as a parent now, I do for my kids what my mom didn't do for me. So I started to understand that's how generational curses are what broken. Because think about it. If your mom or your dad did something to you from young, right? And you recognize what they did, it's up to you if you're going to be the person that's going to carry the torch with the fuckery, or you're just going to end up just stopping it right then and there and creating a new leaf. You feel me? Life can spin in different ways. It's just what it is that we want to do with our choices. You feel me? As well as that, past experiences. Let's say some people went through some heavily traumatic situations. That's going to shape and mold them into who they are. The choices that they make. How they're going to raise their kids. I'm going to keep it a stack with you. Me understanding who I am now today, the things that I went through, the vision I had before, if I ever do have kids, how I'd raise them, that shit is scrap. That shit changed. After certain things I went through, no, I'm not going to put my kids through hell, but they're going to understand the importance of self-confidence, the importance of treating people the way you want to be treated, the importance of what? Self-defense, the importance of what? Having a voice and knowing that that's your voice. You say what you want to say. Don't let anybody feel like they condemn you or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? These are things where whatever you went through in your life, you may want to take those things and implement that toughness into your kid, which now I'm starting to understand that a little bit more, right? As well as that, fear of vulnerability, right? Understand that sometimes as a parent, and this is where I started to look a little bit deeper from my mom's angle. As a parent, you could give your kid all the love, all of everything in the world, but that doesn't mean that they're going to what? That they're going to receive it. You can do everything in the world for them. It doesn't mean that they're going to accept it. Oh, you gave me this nice situation and I never asked for this. Remember the famous line that, oh, I never asked you for that. You could be doing the very best you can for a child. That doesn't mean that they're going to accept it, appreciate it, understand it, nothing. When reality hits them later on in life, that's when people understand. You get what I'm saying? So as a parent, thinking in that aspect, once again, I'm not a parent. So if you giving all of this love to your kid and this, that, and the third, and they're not receiving it, that's somewhat like a what? Like a slap in the face. You don't know what I had to go through just to get here. You don't know how many hours I had to put in at this job that I do not like just to make sure you have clothes on your back or food on the table or a winning situation. I really had to understand something. And I understood this from young, but as I got older, my mom used to say this to me all the time. DeMar, I never had a mother and a father like you. Until I got older and understood. Not having parents, depending on the person, that can screw with them. That can make them develop and turn into a whole nother kind of person that they were probably never meant to be just because they never had the proper guidance or somebody there. You get what I'm saying? As well as that, you giving love to a child or whatever, then your child turning around and not accepting the things that you've done for them. Not only is that a spit in your face, but guess what? There are some parents who really don't give a fuck about their kids, and that's when they see, yo, me not giving a fuck about my kid actually turned them into something. Versus some people who, I love my kids and I do this for them, and they may not receive it. It's like a tale of two halves. Yes, you as a parent, you have the keys. You may not have all the keys and tools, but you have the power as an adult to steer and shape your kids where the fuck you want them to go. You get what I'm saying? So it's a choice if you want to introduce a kid to pain and trauma and all of that shit. It's a choice if you want to go ahead and be like, yo, I'm molding you to do this or to be the very best. It's up to them if they're going to want to fucking take it or not. You get what I'm saying? But eventually, the work that you put in as a parent, all you got to do is just, if you know you did the best you can, you just got to wash your hands and leave it at that. But at the same time, I do get it that there are some parents, they go the extra mile to secure and ensure that their kids do not end up on a fucked up path. You get what I'm saying? But that's neither really here or there. It's just a moment of realization. Yes, I know my mom did some fucked up things to me. Yes, I believe a lot of those things were intentional. I may not know all the answers into that, but I do know that my mom did have a little bit of a disdain because, yes, I do look like my dad. Certain things my mom used to take and cuss me about it. So I'm like, as I got older, I understand, certain things I just got to roll with the punches and control what I can control. I can't control how you treat me. I can't control how you see me. I can't control which way you want to grow me or raise me. At the end of the day, I'm not the parent. I'm just a child. But when I do become a parent, what? That's my ball. The ball, it's going to be in my court. I can do as I want. So what I'm trying to tell you is if you went through something traumatic, or whether relationship, family-wise, parent-wise, whatever, it don't matter. Just know that sometimes some people never really had certain things to give you. They just probably tried their best and tried to give somebody something that they probably never had. Best way to put it, right? Next one, cultural or societal norms. Some environments discourage emotional expression. So that's another one. Let's say from you being a parent or you being a kid, your parent didn't show you love like that. Some people feel like showing love is a form of what? Weakness. That's weak. We don't do that. Just like example, I'm a witness to this shit, bro. I know some people that they have parents that, like their father-wise, their father never hugged them. That's weak. I'm not hugging you, nigga. That's weak as hell. Stuff like that, it teaches people somewhat to accept pain or endure pain. You can't even get a hug from your dad or I love you, dad. And some people look at that as, nigga, you weak. I'm not doing that shit. You get what I'm saying? And that's what screws up some people as to where they grow up into being these little hard asses. And then whenever somebody tries to show them love, the same love that they try to give to somebody else, denied. I don't want it. I don't accept that shit. And that's where you know that the world is what? It's screwed up. Because why? Everybody has a different belief. Everybody has seen something different. Everybody's experienced something different. So because from my cultural norms, my background, showing love is a what? It's a sign of weakness. I can't show you that. Because I don't what? I don't want you to be weak. You get what I'm saying? Doesn't really make sense, but it does. But last one, right? Lack of skills. Not everyone has learned how to express love in healthy ways. They may not understand how to show affection. So that's the finishing, like the icing on the cake. If a person doesn't know what it's like to show love, or, hey, I love this person, or saying I love you, or doing something with no strings attached, some people it's going to take them years to break out of that, or years to learn what love really is, because they don't know what it is. It's just like, example, everything that really happens to some people why they are the way that they are, chances are it stems from childhood. So somebody who, they're very leery of being close to people, something happened to them in their childhood. A person who, you don't really seem as confident, or you don't talk much to people, or you seem depressed all the time, something probably happened in their childhood. Remember, a lot of the stuff that we endure is from somebody who did something to us in our what? In our childhood. My dad wasn't there, or my mom wasn't there, or I didn't have brothers, or the people that were supposed to love me and protect me, they didn't do that. These are some things that people face, and they carry these pain and trauma on throughout life. All I'm here to tell you is that these problems are not yours to carry, because originally you were what? You were innocent. You probably still do have your innocence, but you got to understand that the way that you feel is not of your own. That's a what? It's a projection. Somebody projected that onto you, and for you to feel a certain kind of way where you don't feel bad, you inhabit that. You get what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. You get what I'm saying? 444 the world, man. Just remember this. Words can help you. They can hurt you. But here on my channel, I'm going to uplift you, because everybody's a champion. Nobody's a loser, man. Just remember this in life, bro. Sometimes our parents or whoever guardian, they never had certain things to give to us. So maybe, who knows, they may be learning certain things through you. They may not know how to give credit, or they may not know how to express certain things. So they just do it the best way possible. Whether that may be being toxic, which is not good. Some people, and just call it what it is, some people refuse to grow out of certain ways or seek therapy or help because that's who they've grown to be. Just like the video I told you, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So just understanding these little things about people, human nature, that'll make things a little bit better, as to where you don't feel as bad about something that you're not really responsible for. You get what I'm saying? 444 the world, man. Peace.